Hey folks, welcome back to SupeRonpoNatural, the show where I recap and review every single episode of Supernatural. It's going to be a bit of a lower key episode this week because got a special guest. You may have been wondering why it's been so long since the last episode, and I've been a little busy with my new son, Jack. Not named after Jack from the show, just so you know. He's freaking adorable. He's a little obscured right now, but trust me, I'll throw a photo up for you. And thank you so much for your patience, especially for my Patreons who have continued to subscribe even though I haven't put anything out in like a month, which is bad. But the good news is, I actually have another episode ready to go in the next day or two because I accidentally skipped this episode and did the next one instead. So we got a bunch of Supernatural content coming shortly. And then moving forward, I'm going to try to be more consistent, but obviously, you know, this guy takes up a lot of time, so I'll do what I can, I promise. And if you want to give me some money so I can buy this guy some cute stuff or spend more time on SupeRonpoNatural and less time doing other work, subscribe to my Patreon. By the way, this is totally random, but Misha Collins, who plays Cass, obviously, recently announced something pertaining to, I'll try to be vague, pertaining to his relationship with Dean and a certain confession he made near the end of the series. And let's just say it confirmed an ambiguity in the confession. So there's a link in the description if you want to look into that. All right, with that out of the way, let's hop into Season 1, Episode 13, Route 666. Or Route 666. One of those. We're in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Missouri? The guy's driving in his car. Then a giant truck zooms up behind him with high beams on. Classic truck behavior. It rams him. Slightly less classic. Then it disappears. Significantly less classic. Then it appears in front of him. Very, very much not classic. He spins around and drives away. The truck pursues him, rams him some more. He goes off the road, does a sweet flip, and stops. The truck fades away. Oh hey, I just realized episode 13 is called Route 666. Can't be a coincidence, right? Dean gets a call from an old friend that her dad was killed. Dean says she never would have called if she didn't need them, which means it's serious. They head out. Sam asks Dean about this old friend whose name is Cassie. Dean says they went out for a couple weeks, and also reveals that he told her their family secret about hunting monsters, which Sam is appalled by because he kept it from Jessica for a year and a half, while Dean blabbed after a few weeks. We see Cassie, played by Megalyn Echikunwoke, who plays Vixen in the Arrowverse, talking with the mayor, played by Gary Hetherington, probably best known as Walter the Papermaker in Snowpiercer, and another guy, Jimmy, played by Alvin Sanders, aka Pop Tate in Riverdale, aka the voice of Mr. Popo and others in Dragon Ball Z, which is pretty cool for us 90s kids. The two black people are trying to get the white guy to recognize a pattern of black deaths, but he's not buying a connection. Hey buddy, I'm trying to record here. Come on, buddy. Oh, just give me 15 minutes, okay? The two black people are trying to get the white guy to recognize a Sorry, folks. The two black people are trying to get the white guy to recognize a pattern of black deaths, but he's not buying a connection. Okay. Cassie sees Dean, and I promise I promise. All right, I think I might need to put him down. Oh, he's so cute. And it's actually a total coincidence that I talked about the other Cass-Dean relationship in the intro to this, but it's a pretty cool coincidence. Cassie's been staying with her mom, who was worried about her dad. Apparently he kept seeing an awful-looking black truck following him, which would appear and disappear. And when they found him, his car looked like it had been slammed into by something big. Oddly, it was a rainy night, so there were tracks in the mud, and there was only one set of tracks leading to where his dad went off the road. Same with the guy who died before her dad, who was his partner at a car dealership. Car dented up, no tracks from any other car being there. In both cases, the cops just said they lost control of their car. She thinks something more supernatural is at play, so she called Dean. Even though when Dean told her before, she said he was nuts. Now she's not so sure. Her mom comes in. Alright, who's expecting a white lady? Not me. Cassie introduces the boys and they ask her mom to talk to them, but she gets all squirrely. Now, it could just be that she's distraught about her husband's death, but something seems a bit sus to me. Scene change to another dead guy in his car. This time it's Jimmy, with the apparently racist ghost truck revving its engine behind him. But of course, the cops and mayor think it's just another accident. Alright, look, on the one hand, there was just one set of tracks, and I understand not immediately jumping to racist ghost truck. But on the other hand, 3 guys who are kind of related, all dying in these accidents with their cars all bashed up, is a little suspicious. It's ludicrous to suggest there's no evidence of foul play. There's lots of evidence of foul play. Alright, I'm doing it. I call racist, as does Cassie. Mayor says he's the last person she should call racist and to ask her mom what he means. Cryptic. Sam notes that they keep checking each other out, but never at the same time. Clearly they're still into each other. And I can't blame them, they are a damn fine pair. Dean, do up your top button, bro, you look like a slob. They asked Jimmy's friends if he'd mentioned any weird visions or hallucinations, pretending to be insurance guys. They ask about the truck, and one guy says he's heard of a truck like that. In the 60s, a guy in a big black truck killed a bunch of black men and he was never found. The boys seem to agree with me that it's a racist ghost truck. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Dean reveals that he and Cassie were actually a lot closer than he previously admitted. He was in love with her, but she dumped him when he told her the truth. That's rough. Side note, I love Sam's little brother energy in this episode. Back to Cassie with her low-rise jeans. You know I love them. Me too. Hey, you're back. Good to see you. Hey, thanks. Good to be back. That's weird. He's getting a bit old, you know? Oh yeah, no, it totally is. I just don't really care. Anyway, Dean shows up. He strikes a cheesy pose. She's taking Jimmy's death hard. They were really close. She asked her mom about the mayor's cryptic message, but her mom didn't want to talk about it. Dean gets a bit weird about their past, but then says to forget it. She complains about his fear of vulnerability. He complains that she broke up with him when he got vulnerable and told her the truth, that he had to go hunt monsters with his dad, and she points out that what he said sounded like the most insane excuse anyone has ever concocted, and I gotta say, I kinda side with her on this one. That would sound absolutely insane. They start yelling at each other about hurt and how sorry they are, and as we can all see a mile away because you could cut the sexual tension with a knife, they start macking it. And they keep macking it. Then they start banging. Fun fact, apparently they were specifically told by the network not to show her on top during the sex scene, so naturally that's exactly what they did. But then Dean hops on top too, you know, fair is fair. Now you may be expecting Horny Ron to chime in here, but he's occupied. Anyway, we see the mayor, and the truck is after him too. Guess it's not only racist. It hits him and he goes flying. And somehow his face gets all messed up. I feel like hitting your face off soft ground wouldn't mangle it so much, but I'm not a doctor, whatever. Back to the sexy, sexy pair cuddling in bed. She asks Dean why he told her. He says he couldn't lie to her. She admits that while she thought he was nuts because of it, she may have just been looking for a reason to walk away. Dean gets nice and vulnerable about how scared he was working things out with her. He gets a call. Bad news. Okay, I guess it's cold, so maybe the ground wasn't so soft after all, fair enough. Sam reveals that the guy's bones were crushed, with internal organs turned to pudding like he was run over. Sherlock Dean points out that the mayor wasn't black and, it should be Dean Holmes? Huh? Use 2 first names. Sherlock and Dean. It's not right. Okay, pedantic Ron. Crap, now I need to get a new hat. Oh my god! Yeah, you don't need nostalgia to see that she is rocking those jeans. Alright, all the ogling is feeling a bit weird with my son on my chest, so I'll leave the rest of it to Horny Ron. Dean's researching the initial attacks from the 60s, and Sam has learned that the mayor bought a property previously owned by the Dorian family, who used to own pretty much everything in the town. And Cyrus Dorian vanished around the time of the murders. And the mayor bulldozed their house when he moved in. And the next day was the first killing. Uh-oh, Cassie's lights flicker. A truck engine revs. It's the racist truck! She closes the shutters. Yeah, that'll keep a truck out. It sits outside her door and revs its engine. She calls Dean. Then there's just a scene change where she's explaining that it didn't seem to be driven by anyone and it disappeared. It seems that it wanted her to be afraid first, which is a bit oddly convenient for her because it didn't seem to have that desire for Jimmy or the mayor, but whatever. They ask her mom about her dad seeing the truck and she's all vague again. Dean points out that her daughter could die, so she should probably freaking talk. She says it was Cyrus. She reveals that she was dating Cyrus while secretly seeing Martin, Cassie's dad. She broke up with Cyrus, he found out about Martin, and he became super hateful and naturally started killing black people. She and Martin were supposed to marry in the church, but eloped instead. Cyrus set fire to the church trying to kill them, but instead killed the children's choir that was practicing there. Jesus! I know! Then one night Cyrus started berating Martin, but Martin fought back. Yeah, buddy, get him! She couldn't call the cops because they would have taken the white guy's side, so Martin and his friends pushed the truck into the swamp. The mayor figured it out, but kept quiet because he knew what Cyrus had done. And honestly, good on the mayor. That was a disturbingly high bar back then. Needless to say, that explains why the truck killed who it killed and why it's now after Cassie, now that the demolition of the house woke Cyrus's spirit up. So the boys need to go to the swamp and find Cyrus's body. They grab the gas, they grab the flashlight, and they find the truck. For a truck that's been in the swamp for 40 years, that door opened oddly well. They gas up the corpse and the day is saved. Just kidding, we still have 8 minutes. Racist Ghost Truck is still at large. They gotta burn the truck. Somehow, Dean lures Ghost Truck away while Sam tries to figure something out. Luckily, Ghost Truck, while a ghost, still seems to be beholden to the maximum speeds it had as a real truck, and also has to stay on the road despite being able to appear and disappear, so Dean manages to outpace it, conveniently. Sam calls Cassie for some info. He calls Dean and asks where he is. The truck hits the Impala. Okay, now it's personal. Sam directs Dean where to go. Dean hooks a quick left. Then Sam tells him to go exactly 7/10 of a mile, then stop. By some bonkers miracle, he manages to do so. The truck appears in front of him, like it should have done the whole time it was chasing him, but whatever. I say but whatever a lot, but there are a lot of but whatever moments in this show. The truck charges, then bam, it gets hit by like a ghost train or something. Turns out Dean's where the church was, where Cyrus killed the kids. When the truck crossed over the hallowed ground, it was destroyed. It's real lucky Sam's hunch was correct, or Dean might have died. Or worse, the Impala could have been damaged. Of course, Dean gets his moment with the hot girl. The super hot girl. The super hot girl. Oh, they would make some beautiful children. But not as beautiful as you. Not as beautiful as you. I think I squished his face a little when I kissed him. They say a heartfelt goodbye. Dean says he'll see her. Now, I'm pretty sure he actually won't, but I won't Google it. Maybe I just forget and he actually does see her again later. Now it's time for, you guessed it, the brotherly heart-to-heart. Sam says he likes Cassie, asks if it's worth it doing what they do. Dean gives a sexy smile, throws on some ugly shades, and goes to sleep. The episode ends with a shot of the Impala driving away, as is the ritual. And that's the episode. I thought it was fun. How about you? You thought it was fun too. It was nice to see a glimpse of Dean's past and that he actually did open himself up to people sometimes. He does have a heart, he just conceals it. I also thought the ghost truck was kind of fun, although, a little cheesy and a little inconsistent with its powers, but I was about to say but whatever, but I'm not going to do that. Also, Cassie was hot as balls. Yes, hot. As balls.
I'll admit it, I'm turned on by powerful women. Michelle Obama, Oprah, Condoleezza Rice, Serena Williams. Wait a minute.
Anyway, I'll give this one 8 out of 10. But as always, let me know what you think of the episode in the comments down below. I say as always, but people tend not to actually do it, but maybe you'll start now, huh? Come on, do it for the cute kid who's trying to desperately escape. As I said, another video is coming very soon. I just need to finish some background music for it. And I really am going to try to be more consistent with these, but still trying to figure out how to time everything with this kid and how to make the best use of my time that I do have. If you want me to have more time, subscribe to my Patreon, but I'm doing this for free. Anyway, that's it. Stay safe, stay sane, stay smiling. I know I will.